What's up, everybody? This is Aged Out Reacts with the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Mike Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And today we're going to be watching the 2019 Broken City Lot Run full ensemble with our good friend TJ Choquette. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
All right,
Just chilling, man.
Yeah.
This one was requested. This video and you requested back as a react tour.
Back by popular demand.
That's what I do, baby. I react.
You got to give the people what they want.
That's right. Get the people going.
All right, before we get into this, hit subscribe, like the video if you like it, drop a comment, join the conversation. We recently learned comments are really big with YouTube's algorithm, so feel free to say whatever you want. Just be appropriate, please. Keep it safe, if you will. All right. Podcast services.
Before we do that.
Open that thing.
There we go.
Nice. Podcast services, Aged Out Podcast, Google, Spotify, Apple, here on YouTube, whatever you want to do. I want to take a second, actually, to thank a couple of patrons from our Patreon. So thank you, Dom L., and I might mispronounce the second one, Iliud Ayala Jr. Thanks to both you guys for supporting us financially, watching the content. We really appreciate it. I wanted to give that shout out real quick. So, did I do it all? Podcast, Patreon. Oh, Lone Star Percussion.
I think you hit it. Yeah.
Use code Aged Out. Save $10 on any order of $50 or more. Save a few dollars. Helps you, helps us, helps Lone Star. Everybody wins. All right. I'm ready. You guys ready?
It's WGI season. February.
Oh, wait a minute. We might have
this.
Evan up there in the top right of the screen. All right. As you can see now,
nice.
Here we go. I got rid of it.
Fantini.
Yeah.
Fantini, just to backtrack a little bit, I can almost say with full confidence, you probably said that second guy's name wrong because you've known me for 9 years and you still say my last name wrong. So
how is your name supposed to be pronounced, TJ?
Choquette. It's Choquette. So imagine
it's
like an S.
It's not Chocolat?
No.
Isn't that what T-Gas calls you? Didn't T-Gas call you TJ Chocolat?
I don't know. He calls me T-Boy. He calls me... I don't even know at this point.
Well, my bad. It will be...
TJ Choquette. He has called me TJ Choquette.
It will be Choquette. Is that just right? Choquette?
There we go, yeah.
All right. I will never screw it up again. I really didn't know, in all honesty.
What lineage is that?
It's French.
That makes even more sense.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, now I feel bad.
Sophisticated.
I feel like
it's all right, man.
I feel like an asshole.
I'm used to it. I'm just trying to set the stage for patron number 2.
Yeah, so Mr. Ayala Jr., hopefully I did not butcher it too bad. Thank you, sir. All right, let's get into this. Here we go. Let's watch some fun stuff.
Shout out Big Firth.
Yeah, we are not affiliated
for this video.
Yeah, right. We are not affiliated or sponsored by WGI or Big Firth in any way.
I wonder how they coordinated all this. So this is pretty ballsy. So spread out.
For sure.
But also, no one knows what the part is, and it's so puffy. The puffies are so resonant. You can't really hear articulation on the floor, so they could kind of play whatever they want and it'd sound good.
As long as it's close.
Kind of.
I think so.
That last part, sometimes it's really in there, and sometimes it's I don't know about that.
Can you play it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back. Turn it up.
Okay, I'll go back and we'll turn it up a bit.
I've heard this lick probably 20 times, and I don't know. I just don't know. It may be because I have.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what they're playing.
What was that? No clue. I think it was right. I feel like Broken City is like the Jackson Pollock of WGI.
If I knew anything about art, I would confirm or deny that. I don't.
When you look at Jackson Pollock art, it looks like he just threw a bunch of paint up on a canvas, and wherever it fell is where it lays. Not to insult him, I'm sure it's way more complicated than that. So is this hard or is this easy? That's the first question. Is that
That's hard as hell.
You think it's hard as hell?
Yeah, I'll go back.
Okay.
I'm always confused by this. I look at their feet, when they come out, their feet are all over. They're with the note, with the flam, and then they slow down, and then they speed up again. It's very tough. Look at this shit. Look at their feet. Fast, 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 slow, 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 so fast, fast.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fast.
That deep
especially when they get at the top of those slams, back up, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like just hand speed.
This is tough.
That's extremely hard.
Get a full ensemble to interpret that cold.
And attack together out of nowhere. Yeah.
Hold on, go back. I would just like to say the entrance of the metronome user there, the metronome, whoever's working the Met, is pretty flawless. Coming in. Click.
Probably the chick from Boston.
Is it yes, the same one.
The unsung hero.
No, that is unbelievably difficult because you got to time it. You got to be slightly ahead.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nailed it. Somebody give them a raise. They sound great, and like that, right? That's so hard. Just all that space and you have to interpret it together perfectly. It's just so difficult.
Didn't you ask Roger about the tuning and like the
the
mesh? Yeah,
Yeah. So when I saw them finals night, so firstly, I think this is the best snare line I've ever seen in WGI. Like, yeah, in person. I think Rhythm X08 is awesome, but I never saw them with my own eyes. Like, so in person, these guys were unbelievable. Rhythm X09 was good. I'm probably missing it. Oh, Pulse 2010, obviously. Snare lines.
Yeah.
And I'm probably missing a few. But these guys, for me, were the best. So I talked to Roger right afterwards. I said, Roger, that's the best snare line I've ever seen. And those are it was maybe the most unique snare sound I've ever heard. And this video's they don't sound like they did to me.
No, yeah, I heard them in person too, and I agree. They sounded extremely good, the tuning.
It was the weirdest combination of like resonance, but like I almost described them as sticky. Like they sounded sticky. Like like the first attack was like really articulate, but it had like this really tight snare. I don't know. Whatever he did, I was like, Roger, that's the incredible sounding snare drums. What'd you do? And he tunes them kind of the same way, but they have like this little thing. I guess Evans makes this little tiny miniature head thing that goes on underneath the top head that kind of dries out the top. So
it's like a mesh ring or something.
See,
yeah.
To back up to the comment you said a minute ago, you said, do you think this is probably one of the top 2 or 3 snare lines you've ever heard?
I think it's the best.
I'm torn because obviously the book was really hard from an interp and space standpoint. So there's a lot of opportunity for little ticky-tacky errors on attacks and releases and weird interp stuff. But
they don't play a lot of notes.
They don't play a lot of notes, but we've talked about on here plenty of times that's harder at times, playing less notes with more space. And would they have been as clean as some of these other groups that, in my mind, I have above them? Like, if you took this line, they were able to achieve this book at the level they did, if you follow me, because there's still ticks. Like, I've heard a couple ticks in this video already. So, are they the best ever? In my brain, no, but I almost am torn, like I said, because give them a book that has less space, and maybe they'll just nail it. Because if they can do this as well as they can, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you give them a book like Rhythm X back in the day or Matrix, where all they do is just play a bunch of 30-second notes and singles, yeah, they're not going to fucking tick one time. But these dudes, like, I've seen the sheet music for this stuff. I think I'm a pretty decent player at sight reader. I don't even understand what the hell's going on the thing. It takes me.
It's like solving a calculus problem.
Yeah, he's got dots on everything. Like, eventually, I'm like, how do I even play that dot? There's like 8 dots on one bar. It's very confusing. It's incredibly confusing. But they play it perfectly, and like they're so balanced. Like if you go back,
the balance is very good. The balance is very good.
Yeah, and the quads aren't great. Like they hit a bunch of rims for me, and that takes away from the whole quality of the show. But like, if you listen, the quads have all the boot, and they're hitting rims and stuff. And then the snares just come in with that edge roll right away, and it's perfect. It's just perfect.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not a good snare line. They're a very good snare line. I'm not taking that away from them. They're in the top tier of WGI. Probably. I keep DCI and WGI separate because they're different animals. Different animals.
Correct.
But they're definitely in that top tier of WGI snare lines to ever exist for sure.
They're nuts.
Let's keep going.
I want to hear that again. Hold on. I want to hear that phrase again. I didn't go back far enough. Here we go. I don't know, but did you guys not hear balance ticks? Like, not balance ticks, like little ticky-tackies in there in the snare line? Like on some of the attacks of some of the rolls? Or am I just going nuts?
I don't. Maybe I'm just hyped. But so here's the thing. I think there's always a little bit of leeway on videos like this when they're on concrete.
Yeah,
they're on concrete. It's shot from the side. They're in weird forms. Of course, you're going to hear the person closer to the camera a little bit more, right?
That's true. That's true. You're right. That's fair.
I don't know. But do it again.
I'm being very, very like nitpicky here. Like this is extremely high level of achievement.
Yeah, you're trying to crap on my boys.
I'm not crapping on anybody.
How many people do you know in there?
Me?
Not a lot.
Kyle Sophia.
That attack was a little
suspect. Okay, that was bad. That was bad.
Whew, that's rough.
Come on.
This is hard. I think, at least. Moving around like that, spinning it around, keeping that going at the gut edge. Oh, that was tasty.
Yeah, come
tasty.
on.
That was real nice. That brings the Kentucky out of me.
And they stand in crazy forms. You see that?
Oh, the environmental
one facing back
demands.
to the field.
Yeah, like one guy's just facing the back the whole time.
Was that release a little sus?
Why did they just... Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Why did they hold the J-bars?
So here, the quads aren't it. They're not it. I don't know why, but they're not. It hurts. It hurt me, man, because I watched them finals night, and like the snares would play the sick lick, and the basses would play a lick that sounded good. But again, I don't know what's going on. And the front is awesome, obviously. Maybe the most impressive thing about Broken City to me, and I don't buy into all their shows. Like firstly, I don't understand any of them. I don't understand this show. And I don't enjoy all of them, but this one...
I'll point you to, we had Kyle Sophia, who's in this snare line, on here. We have a clip that I put up where he explains this show. It's like 8 minutes long. If anybody wants to find out what their 2019 show was about.
In the terms of Kyle.
In terms of Kyle's opinion. I'll put the link in the description of the video if anybody wants to check it out.
But what I found most impressive is they'll have just moments of the battery playing their crazy dotted 9-lit partial whatever 5-lit thing, and the front is playing these stabs on the upbeats of this and that perfectly, and then they'll come in with just the most perfect vertical 6-tuplet run or 16th note run that is just perfectly in time, and it's they don't mess up. Like I think as a guy who runs a world-class group, like when I stand in front of Quest and I try to line stuff up, I don't know like how well I could get my kids to do that, just because it's just incredible what they do. So that's probably, to me, the most impressive part of the entire Broken City ensemble for me.
For sure.
But it's nuts.
Yeah.
Ensemble
so like right there,
demand.
Yeah, they just end with like those triplets. I don't know. It's nuts.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, like that out of nowhere.
Do that front to back.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't read what the basses are doing at all.
No, it sounds good to me though.
except for that little boom boom.
Yeah, well.
Would you guys like doing like just a mini show in the lot like this? Because they just kind of do like all their drill almost.
As a performer?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I liked having people in my ear when I was warming up, yelling at me.
Yeah, they do pretty much have a mini show. Oh, that was really good.
That wasn't great.
That wasn't great.
The demand is just... I go back to the demand of this book. Those
Time just seems so ambiguous, though.
It is. It is.
That was great. Go back. I want to hear that again.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Didn't go back far enough. Here we go.
The end of this show was a hype.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. 100%.
That pink shot was delicious. Uh-oh. Dude, this part is... This hits you in the feels, man.
Woo! Right in there.
Dude. Alright, so that's hard.
That's real hard.
Alright, yeah, so that part right there where they have the boom, booms. Okay, so as I said, like, I don't understand shows like this, and
like you,
I'm generally not like an emotional dude, but for whatever reason, like when the first time I saw that live, like I felt something inside me, like damn, like that is moving, and I didn't know what it was, and I still don't know what it was, but like they made me feel something, which most groups don't do, right? So again, I don't know what I did feel, but it was cool.
Kyle put it really well when he hung out with us for an episode and stuff. Like, it was refreshing. Straight up refreshing. You listen to Angry Loud run-on sentence all the time, stock WGI, angry drummer stuff all the time. But this is so different. Just like you said, it's different. It makes you think a little bit. Like, what was that? Like, it piques your interest in all the right ways. Now, for my personal taste, could I use a little more beef in the writing? Yeah, but that's just personal preference. But at the end of the day, the goal is still achieved of making you think, having more of a purpose to everything. Just, it's different and refreshing, and I think is the best way to put it for me.
Yeah.
And we called out some ticks and stuff, but every line in the history of WGI and DCI has ticks in videos. Like, no one's perfect. We strive for perfection, and it's still an incredibly clean, well done ensemble and performance. Like, we're not hating on anybody. We're just kind of calling it as we see it, kind of what we do here. So they were incredible. I enjoyed watching them live.
Do you think they should have the record?
No.
Who had it before him? Rhythm X 13?
No, 2015 RCC, the
did.
Guardians of the Breath.
Yeah, I didn't love that show. I liked it.
That show was...
I like it a lot.
I mean, I thought it was great, but not like incredible. I prefer 2012 RCC, The Gift.
That was a great show.
I do like that show. That show was really well done.
You're talking about like that Broken City show made you feel a certain way. I felt that way watching the closer of RCC 2018. Yeah. That closer was just, I don't know. Everything they did just made sense.
Evan has become an RCC fanboy.
They're awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I appreciate RCC a lot more now as I get older than I did when I was I was competing against them for a while, so you're biased. But like going back and watching them, I really
wasn't biased in 2012. They were better than we were.
Yes, they were. But no, back to your question of should they have had the record. I say no, because I believe the record should be by a group that has the entire package across the board. Every section is incredible. And, I mean, not every section was not incredible, in my opinion.
That is a good point. That's a great point. And it actually, yeah. So, to me, I think scoring is weird. Because, like, I think they got 100 in music or something. And, like, to me, if you have a quad line that's hitting the rim 8 times a phrase, like, that shouldn't be possible, right? The same thing. I remember Mystique 2017 it happened. They got a 100 in music effect. But the first battery moment of the show was the quads playing a Spock roll that you can't hear because they're right in front of a speaker. So how is it 100% effective if, like, I can't even hear the first?
I've always wondered about,
like,
so
scoring
judges.
Is weird. Yeah.
The judging, there's so much subjectivity in judging, and I feel like they give numbers sometimes just to, like, make a statement, if that makes sense. Like, we're gonna give this 100 because this was refreshing, or this is so much above in this category, this other group that's in second, but because the other group's in second's also really freaking good, we gave them like a 99.
Sure,
or a 98. Like, this is so much better, we have to just give them 100 at this point. So I think sometimes they box themselves in a little bit, but at that point, don't inflate the numbers.
Yeah, I agree on that. What I will say, do I think this is the best show of all time? No. Do I think it is the best scenario of all time? Yes. But I do think this show is one of probably the most unique, enjoyable shows I've ever seen. Because there's just not a lot of shows like this. I mean, there's some boring ass shows, like emotional, boring shows that just don't do it for me. But, you know, this is a show that the mood is similar the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not intense. And what I loved is, like, you can still watch performers and enjoy it without them, like, gritting their teeth and getting angry.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch Kyle, if you watch the other Blue Coats dude, if you watch Zach, if you watch, my favorite person to watch is Yuka. She's the short girl who did Blue Coats. I met her when she was marching Blue Nights with Taha. And she's the sweetest girl, like, super soft, high voice, and just really kind and really cool to talk to. And then, like, you just watch her perform, and it's just compelling the entire time. But it's, like, not in your face. It's the right way. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're really mature, and it's really unique, and I enjoy that about it, for sure.
I think they deserve to win.
It is refreshing.
I definitely think they deserve. You don't think they deserve to win?
No, I thought Pulse was better.
Evan Worrell.
Hot take.
Which one was Pulse? Is that the green?
The divide.
The green table?
Yeah.
Pulse was pretty good.
I thought that show was better.
Come on.
I thought that ensemble was better.
Ooh.
But whatever.
I
think that they hold the record because in 2019 the 12th place group had a 90, and in like 2012 when RCC won, the 7th place group was the first to break 90. That's the difference.
Yeah, I agree. There's just a lot of high scores.
There's a lot better lower end groups that drive the scores up.
Yep, that is very true. Well, now that this officially devolved into a mini podcast, we're going to wrap this up. So, TJ, thanks for joining us. Everybody else, like, comment, subscribe, podcast services, Lone Star Percussion, Patreon, blah, 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 blah. You all know the drill. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you stick around and keep watching our content. And we will see everybody next time.
Peace.